Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the sound test room, where today we are taking a look at Ting. Ting by Klevgrand Productor. Um, it's a percussion instrument. It's a lot of fun. Hang on just a sec. Just see who's here this evening. Hello. Hi, Stephen. Stig. Hi, Wal. Let's see. Andrew. Hi, Andrew. Um, diddle dee 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 dee. Colin's here as well. Right. Okay. So Ting. Let's have a look. Right. So what Ting is a percussion instrument, and it has 12 samples. They're a sample from things that you would find around your house, from car keys, from silverware, a big box, a floor stomp, a hand clap, a pot, paper scratch, toy drum, sofa slap, a stick on edge, a snudzozer. I don't know what that is. It's obviously a Swedish thing that looks like a scrubby brush, and a finger snap. And then you have tone control for each instance of ting. Then you have some reverb and stuff, and then you have a compressor, master level. Conveniently, Klevgrand have assigned each of these instruments to a key on your MIDI controller or what have you, or MIDI app or whatever. So the sofa slap starts on C, and as we go up on my MIDI keyboard, you'll see I'll start on C, then C sharp, and then an octave above that. And what they've done is mapped it across the entire keyboard, so it's C octave is the same. Now this has been sampled. It's been sampled quite deeply. Apparently, around 500 samples were used in total to create the app, which means that the velocity control is quite extraordinary. I'll close the microphone just for a second. I'll pick one of these samples, maybe the silverware one or the big box one or whatever, and then I'll touch the keyboard very lightly and then increase the velocity. You can hear quite a difference. Hang on a sec. So I don't know if all 500 samples actually made it into the finished product, but hey, there you go. Furthermore, now tonight's live stream won't be as long as usual because it won't take as long to get through the entire app, but we will do some fun stuff with it as well. So who else is here? Chris Wilson, hello. Yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun, but it's very useful as well, as you will see. Each sample has a load of other controls. So if you just tap on one of them, you will see that you can control the pan, the gain. So if we take, for instance, this clap sound here, we have the room settings here, whichever room is in, and then the reverb amount. And as you would expect from Klevgrand, their reverbs and spatial stuff is really nice. We have different reverbs, which we'll have a look at in a sec. Then you also, so you don't have to have the reverb on for each and every one of these samples. You can choose. And then most interestingly, I think, is the pitch control, which allows you to vary the sound dramatically over each instance of ting you may have running. So you really can create a lot of different things. It's on sale at the moment. I think it's 37% off or something. I think it's $4.99. So let's try the pitch. We can go up in cents as well. And then so there you go. And then over to the tone. Let's choose like this this toy drum sample in the space section. Oh well, let's do tone first. This is global. The tone and the space are global. However, you can, like I said, take the reverb off. You can set the reverb amount for each individual sample. That's cool bananas. Hello, Joe. Right, so tone, mid. I better turn the mic down for this. So you have an EQ for the entire set of samples. Space. Let's choose a different sample, for instance, like this pot. Let's look at the space with this pot sound. Again, I'll close the microphone now. Well, let's have a look. We've got a home office, a kitchen, a living room, a hallway, and a closet. And then the reverbs we have: natural, north, lake, moonlit, glacier, wooden, dynamite. You can have decay level. You have a decay and a level for each of the reverb settings. So let's turn the microphone down and run through the reverbs. Hey, Sean. So the higher you have the dynamic range, the lower you have the dynamic range, the more snappy it's going to be. If we look at our hand clap on here. We can kind of calm it down a little bit. So there you go. That's the basic controls of the app. So you can do it to build up interesting and different types of drum beat. add something from this one. We could then add some nice chords from, say, Hillman. So obviously using all those is quite juicy. So at this point, the easiest thing and the most sensible thing would be to, let's say we wanted to run that over 2 bars, so we could just go select, let's see, no, select switch, different now, doesn't it, in Cubase. And we could just highlight the top one, copy and paste. And then I would, so I've got at least 2 there, I would unselect those, get off that. I would then freeze all of these at that one, and we're going to be starting to draw down on our CPU usage as we do that. This and this. And we're basically back to pretty much nothing now in the CPU. And that means that we can then start to build up more stuff. Now, this is what I always do in Cubase, is you can't run, I mean, this isn't the most powerful, this is the entry-level iPad, which is good for showing everything that's going on. So we've got one more to freeze here, have we? Yes, this one. Oh, that's weird. Did we not freeze that one? It's the one I didn't freeze. Right, anyway, I can get rid of that. Delete this one, delete this one, delete this one, delete. And we're back with our okay, so there's one example we could use it for. So let's create a new project and call it Ting 2. Okay. So like this, let's add a MIDI track and let's add a Ting. Hope you're all right as well, guys. Okay, so with this one, we shall start slightly differently. And just use Ting to trigger off massive amounts of like external reverbs, maybe. So there's our, first of all, I want to really lower this pitch. And I want to drive the gain up, and the dynamics I want snappy. So I want it to be quite. I know it's probably clipping, but hang on. I just want a big thud, like that, thud. So what I'm going to do is, I can leave this at the usual 4-bar thing. I'll just highlight that. And I'm just going to record this one snap, like that. So let's give it a count in. And that's that. So hopefully that's recorded. Right, there it is. It's there somewhere, I guess, as a thing. Yeah, right at the beginning. So that's all we need on that. And then I can duplicate this, and what I'll do is just erase that piece of MIDI info. And go into this one. That paper scratch thing there. Yeah. So righty-o. Now, right now, this is super boring, look. And that probably doesn't need to be quite as loud. But on this first one here, before I do any freezing or anything, I'm going to start to apply some effects and stuff. Now, of course, you don't need to use Ting for this. You could use anything, but it's nice to have the different sounds to start with. Let's see what's been said in the what's it. Oh, yes, and don't forget, tomorrow night's live stream is another music night with Russ. Yes, Russ 8889. We're going to do some new stuff that Russ has produced as well. Okay, so here we go. Online yoga here. Be with you probably soon. I'm not going to be streaming for that long this evening. I'm pretty much covered the app, and you know, I'm really knackered. I'm really tired, but I wanted to do ting for you. What I want to do with this first one here, I've been streaming for 18 minutes already, but it's gone fast. Right. Okay. On this first one, I want to place a, an insert effect. I want to add, I think maybe a black hole. Pardon me. If I can find it, there it is. And right, I'm going to make my own preset with this. I want it to be huge. Okay, that sounds. Oh, do I want some modulation? Yeah. Let's see. That's nice. I like that. And do we want it to even be larger? I'm going to top up the high end a bit as well, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, and the low. Oh. Oh. Awesome stuff. Now, I can actually... We'll channel strip that as well, make it a little bit louder. And on this one here, I'm going to place. Now this is why I want it to be quite longer. I'm gonna do a fade. I'm gonna first of all I'm gonna put two effects on this, two sends. I'm gonna put a shimmer insert effect. Sorry, a shimmer. We'll do one full pocket shimmer if we will find it though. So shimmer, 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 shim, shim, shimmy. Where is it? Shimmer effects. There we go. And I want to do my favorite one, which is, well, I might use the Glorious Sweep and Sustain. But again, as always, I like to take the mod off here. And I just want to hear what it sounds like. Awesome. We can sort the volume out of it in a minute. But I also want to put on a phase delay array. If I can find that here. Should be here somewhere. There we go. And in this one, I want to use again one of the presets that I really like in this, which is, let's see if I can find my cancel, find my presets. There they are. Is it the Sproinger or the Zipper? I think I quite like the Zipper. I'm just going to apply that and see what that sounds like. So from two very simple sounds, we should be able to get something huge and expanding. Yeah, I need to go a little bit more with the old phase delay. It might have been it might be this one. I'm not sure, you see. Let's have another look. Let's try the Sproinger. I'm pretty sure it's Zipper. Right, now what we need to do is boost the volume of this one quite considerably, I think. Right, listen to it going on. Right, now what I want to do is kind of, what's the system doing? Right, we can freeze them in a minute. I want to duplicate this stuff a few times, because what will happen is the reverbs will then start to interact with each other. So you've got two sounds, but you've got this kind of like almost permanently evolving universe of madness being generated by all the reverbs and also the phase delay array. So let's just do this with the old copy and pastage here. Copy, paste. And we'll do this a few times. Paste. Paste. We could get the same effect actually just by having the loop switched on, but you know, which I've just realized now, but because I'm a bit thick. So hang on a minute, let's just do this. So hardly anything there. It's quite nice. Let's just run this in a loop. I'm going to alter the dynamics on this one, I think. It's better. And also, I think now, here's the thing. Why didn't that record? My extra MIDI hits. It sounds cool. I'm onto the other Ting now, the one with the phase delay. How much that? I could listen to this for ages, I'm not kidding. just epic stuff. I really like that actually. I'm gonna freeze both of them as well. Rendering the effects tail may take some time. Freeze this one as well. It'll probably take longer on this one. Yeah, so there you go, guys. There's basic. That's Ting. Has it recorded? Oh, yeah, it has. Look, we'll just check before I delete those. I'll take that one. Oh, that's awesome. Now I know that, like I said, you could use other samples and stuff to achieve exactly the same effect. However, I honestly wouldn't have even thought of doing it if I had been messing with Ting and thinking, interesting. I wonder how that will sound through. I wonder how that will sound through loads of crazy effects and stuff. So there you go, guys. I'll open another Ting so we can have a quick look at it again. Ting by Klevgrand Producteur. Now, Wall emailed me this morning. He said, "Have you seen this?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do it tonight." And but he probably wouldn't get a full stream out of it. But I thought, well, I reckon I can get quite a bit out of it. But I think, am I back? Hopefully, I'm back. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm back. Buffering now here. Yeah. Am I back now? Excellent. I was saying that it's actually I know that. Oh, is it buffering again? No, I know that it's actually polyphonic, but that doesn't may not make much sense. However, if you're a keyboard player like me, because Klevgrand have mapped this, which is really good, they've mapped it over the entire MIDI keyboard. It repeats every octave, so you've got 12 samples per note, which means that you can play keyboardy stuff quite nice over the entire keyboard and get it to sound quite like a So if we selected like every now and then, let's just select various ones to increase the reverb. Like for instance, this finger snappy one, maybe the car keys one. And then just, I don't know now really, I'm not sure like where. And let's go with a bigger decay. And then let's go with the glacier reverb, which is quite nice. And then the kitchen space. Playing various keys now should give us quite a nice effect. Some of the sounds will have reverb on, some of them won't. There you go. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night for Russ 8889. It's live stream of Russ's new music. Yeah, brilliant guy. There you go. Ting by Klevgrand Productions. The new app released, I think, today. Don't forget again, like you said, although I did go through the actual main thing at the beginning, you do have quite the control over. You have control over pitch, pan, gain dynamics, room, and reverb for each individual sample. Guys, I shall let you say ta-ta to each other. Thank you for joining me this evening for what is a relatively brief look at Ting, but you know we've kind of covered the whole thing, and otherwise we're just going over old ground. Sorry. But yes, I like it. I like Klevgrand's apps. I love Hillman. Hillman's so lush. But I like Klevgrand's app. And I like them as people and as a company as well. I think they're cool guys, you know, and they're nice people to deal with as well. So, yes. Interesting. Okie dokie. All right, guys. I shall see you. Well, I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow evening for listen to Russ's new music. That should be great. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to stop, close the microphone and let you say ta-ra to each other, and I will see you all. Yeah, I will not. I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.